Hi, it's Jenny, and I'm here today from yet another different room in my house because baby is napping in the nursery and I wanted to film a really quick video for you guys. So the light just wasn't right anywhere else. What are you gonna do? So we are in my husband's TV room slash game room because you really need one of those in your house. It's a necessity according to him. So yeah, here we are. And so I wanted to do a quick update for you guys on sleep training and let you know how the rest of sleep training went that first week. If you hadn't watched my previous video about it, I was sleep training Ryker because his sleep had really gone down the drain and he was up a whole bunch every night, and he was really using feeding as a crutch to go to sleep every single time he woke up, and I was like, this has got to stop. So I wanted to go with a little gentler method of sleep training instead of the cry it out or fervor or something like that. So we went with the Sleep Lady solution. I don't know what she calls it. It's the Sleep Lady Shuffle is her main technique, and the book is I think it's the Sleep Lady solution. Anyway, I said it in the last video, but we used that same technique for an entire week and saw what happened. In the first 3 days, if you watched the last video, which I'll link below, went really, really well. He went from waking up, oh my god, like 6-7 times a night, sometimes every 20-30 minutes, to on the third night, sleeping 8 hours straight. Yeah. And he had only woken up once or twice a night, the second and third night, and so I was really happy with it. And the longest he had ever cried with me sitting next to him, next to his crib, was about an hour and a half. But that was only one time, and then after that it got a lot shorter. And so I continued that method throughout the week. On the fourth night, I moved a little bit further away from his crib, so I was sitting halfway down my bed, because my bed is right next to his crib, so that he knew I was there, but I wasn't directly right next to him. And so the fourth night was a little bit of a regression, which I have read can happen when you're sleep training. And so he was up, I believe, 3 or 4 times that night, but he woke up first time and cried for maybe 10 minutes and then went back to sleep on his own. The second time he woke up, I fed him because I was weaning him down to 1 feeding a night, or trying to at least. And then I put him back and he was okay. He stayed in his crib after that. And then he woke up again, and within 10 minutes he was back asleep. So that kind of was the pattern that he got into for the next couple of nights. And so the 5th, 6th night, he did the same exact thing, where he was up 3, I think one of the nights he was up 4 times, but he was sleeping for a little bit longer stretch. He would wake up, cry for a couple minutes, maybe 10 at the most, and then he was back asleep after putting himself back to sleep with me sitting a little bit further away from him, giving him a or it's night time every now and then, just to reassure him that I was there. Not too much though, because I really think the more that I intervened, the harder it was for him sometimes. Like, he seemed to quiet down sometimes when I shushed, because he was like, oh, mom's here, that's good, I can relax now. But sometimes, especially if I spoke, it just pissed him off and he got mad and he started crying harder. So I learned that the shh was probably the best thing for him as far as how to calm him and make him feel okay and get him back on track to sleep. So that's how it went. And then the 7th day of the first week, he slept really well. I think he woke up twice, and he slept for like 5 or 6 hours straight once, which was amazing for him. So we didn't get another 8-hour stretch that first week, but I was still really happy with where he was at the end of that. Now, since then, That was several weeks ago. Everything has gone back to how it was before. Because, and this is really important if you're going to be sleep training, consistency is really important to help him maintain the skills that he's learned throughout the sleep training process. And I was not consistent. I let things that were going on in our lives affect how we handled him at night, which was a big mistake. And so we had friends and family come to visit soon after that, which is the reason why I wanted him sleep trained in the first place. And I made the mistake of letting my fear of people's opinions on my parenting get in the way of how we continued our nighttime routines. Because I didn't want him crying in the middle of the night for 10-15 minutes at a time when he woke up, and for my guests or my parents who were here in the room right next door to be laying in bed listening to him crying, and then also thinking, why is he crying? What is she doing wrong? Oh my God. Not that my parents are really judgmental like that. It's just that's in my head what they were thinking. And they were thinking, oh, we can't let him cry. We should go in there and help him, and she doesn't know what she's doing. And I don't know. I got really insecure, and it was a mistake because instead of letting him do what he had been doing, and continuing with the process, I gave in, and when he cried, I started picking him up to comfort him so that he would stop crying, and I did eventually just start feeding him to put him back to sleep, because once I started picking him up, then it was all over. He was like, oh, I've got her in my clutches. Lay down, dog. And so, yeah. We just regressed. We regressed right back to where we were before, where he was harder and harder to put back to sleep every time he woke up because he was expecting me to pick him up, and then he was expecting me to feed him. So, here we are. And then after that, I got sick. I got the stomach flu really bad, and that was just like, I just can't, I wasn't sleeping as it was, and I was like, I can't deal with the crying baby right now. I'm going to do whatever I can to put him back to sleep. And then I got really worried that he was underweight because we had, I don't know, I'm just going to, you don't want to hear any of this, but I wanted to start feeding him more than once a night because I was worried he was underweight. And then it just turned into every time he woke up, he got fed. So it's a whole thing, and now I've got to start again from scratch. That's where we are. So I'm going to be retraining coming up very soon. So anyway, I will update you guys on how that goes. But for anyone who's wondering about how the Sleep Lady solution and the Sleep Lady Shuffle worked for us as far as methodology, it worked great, and I will be doing it again because he reacted so well to it the first time. This next time, I will be consistent. That is going to be the key for me. I will not, once we start, stop doing what works. Just don't stop doing what works. So that's it for us. I have not started sleep training him on naps yet because he does not like being put down awake for naps. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to try and get there eventually. Maybe when he's a little bit more consistent with putting himself to sleep at night. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's not having it right now. So that's it for our sleep training video number 2. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will catch you next time with whatever video I happen to be putting out next. I don't really know. I can't tell you right now. But we'll see. Bye. Take care. Laters. Laters? Who says that?